Tell me another FPS mission that made you hold your breath in real life. Oh wait. This is All Ghillied Up, and you would be forgiven for thinking this was a Michael Bay movie. However, this is just a simple story about two soldiers and the ruined city of Pripyat.
Chernobyl, Christmas.
And if you were there in 2007,
even a decade
you know
later,
exactly how this
Ireland
felt.
still used it to get their
When
hands
Call
on
of Duty
nuclear
4
material.
first released, back in 2007, shooters and online gaming were in a different place altogether.
Of course, we couldn't
Halo
just let
3
that
was
happen.
dominating the arena
Cash for
chaos.
spent fuel rods.
Gears of War was making big,
That's
loud,
one
and
hell of a
cinematic
recipe for
waves.
destruction.
Most
It
FPS
was the
games were either
first time our
sci-fi
government had
franchises
authorized an
or
assassination order since the Second
run and
World
gun
War.
adrenaline
That was
rides.
under the command of
And then
Captain
Modern Warfare
Macmillan.
came in and grounded everything. It shook the whole FPS genre by the neck, slapped it around, and made it its fucking bitch. It was simple. There was no aliens, no jetpacks, no double jumps, no YXY, no superpowers. It was just modern combat. Boots to ground, in the mud, blood in your face, in between it all.
There's pockets of radiation all over this area.
And we're not here
So
to
too much.
discuss
You're a dead
Call
man.
of Duty 4, but this is one of the best campaigns you're ever going to play, hands down. And it gets better and better
Stand by.
and better. And when you think you've seen it all, you're in this fucking mission. You're
Contact.
Captain
Enemy
Price and
controlled
Macmillan,
dead ahead.
crawling through
Stay
fucking
low
Ukraine,
and move slowly.
trying to
If possible,
infiltrate
spot them
Pripyat,
on ghillie suits.
a real place, a ghost city. 50,000 people used to live there, and now it's a ghost town.
Take one out when the other's not looking.
From the very start, when you first land in this mission, it's quiet, too quiet.
He's down.
The air feels heavy,
Right. Move.
buildings are hollow, there's no heroic soundtrack telling you you're about to do something epic. Instead, you feel small, vulnerable even,
Hold
like,
up.
just like you don't
There's
belong
more
here.
cover if we go around.
And that's the genius of it. The other missions, and in fact, most shooters
Four
at this point in
tangos
time,
inside. Don't
their
even
campaigns
think about
were
it.
loud, in your face. They screamed at you for
Wait
attention.
there. Tango by the
This
car.
mission whispers, it slows you down, it forces you to move at someone else's pace.
Take him out quietly.
And when
Just
Macmillan
like,
says,
okay,
on my mark,
go.
you don't sprint ahead, you wait. And you have to wait fucking patiently.
Move up.
This whole mission, from the get-go, really sets the intense vibe of what's actually at stake here. You actually feel sucked in. You feel like you're there. You feel like you are Captain Price or Macmillan. Never, ever forget the very first time I played this. I pre-ordered Call of
We've got
Duty
a lookout
4
in the church tower.
Modern Warfare
There's a
Special Edition,
patrol coming from the north.
coming in a cardboardy, plasticky
Let's move up for a better view.
box, if you know what I mean. Had some SAS DVD, I think had a map
Do you have a
or
shot on the
poster.
lookout?
And anyway, it's arrived on release. It was a Friday, and I was up all
Beautiful.
night playing the campaign.
Target approaching from
I
the
was
north.
probably
Take
3
him
or
out
4
quietly,
a.m.
or just
So it
let
was
him
probably
pass.
3 or 4
You're
a.m.
cold. Tango down.
And
Go.
this mission loads up. It's pitch black. I've got my headphones on, and
Forward area clear.
it's just so surreal. It was so perfectly done, and I think it is my all-time favorite Call of Duty mission, and I don't think they could ever replicate this. I know they've tried throughout the years, but this
Coast
was
is clear.
just ahead of its time. It's so well done and fucking incredible. We haven't even touched on
You hear
crawling
that?
through the grass while the convoy rolls past. That might be one of the most iconic
Enemy
moments
helicopter. Get down.
in Call of Duty's history.
Stay in the shadows.
You have to go prone,
He's circling back around.
and then you just have to
Move.
sort of nudge yourself to the side as tanks roll inches above you. The soldiers walk past as close as they can get, and on veteran, the slightest movement, you were detected. Like I say, the soldiers are walking past so close that if it was actually real life,
Let's go.
the chances are you would probably be a feeling their weight going to the ground as they walk past you, and it made your hands sweat. It made you feel so nervous. It was just so incredible. If you have not played this mission, you need to experience it. And I think the one thing they did really well here is the HUD, or the lack of. Now, you'll play games where you're in a similar situation and they'll have arrows telling you where to go. No, there's none of that here. It's just slow motion, edging forward, high tense drama, just pure tension. You're actively scared to move your thumbstick, and that's insane, absolutely insane for a shooter, let alone a shooter that released in 2007. First person shooters, or shooters in general, they're supposed to empower you, they're supposed to make you feel unstoppable, and Call of Duty 4 does that, but this mission makes you feel fragile. It teaches you patience instead of aggression, discipline instead of dominance. And that was bold. What Infinity Ward did here was risky. This could have gone the complete opposite way, and people could have hated it, but they didn't. They loved it, and it was so well received. Honestly, I can't praise this enough. It was so good that 20 years later, I'm making a video about it. And in fact, I've never ever told anyone this, but the very first video I made, or gaming video, I don't know if that explains it right, but I played this mission and I loved it so much that I went and made I guess a music video,
Follow me.
sort of a cinematic video. I'll try and dig it out. It's 20 years old and it's absolute dog shit, but you might want to laugh at it. That's sort of what I'm getting at. That is how impactful this mission was, and I don't even think Infinity Ward wanted that. But Call of Duty as a franchise, it's a franchise that's sort of built its reputation on cinematic warfare. Yeah, here it is. Trusted you enough to slow everything down and just give you this magnificent mission.
Stay in the shadows.
So the mission that follows, it's anything that follows this was never going to be as good. But you climb into position, you set the rifle, your trusty 50 cal, you set it up. Wind direction matters here. Distance matters. Breath control matters. It's not just point and click. That's when you take your shot. You line up Sakaev in your scope. One pull of the trigger is supposed to end this. You fire. Here's the part that elevates the mission. You don't kill him. You blow his arm off. The twist changes everything, because up until now, this mission was controlled tension, calculated stealth and precision, but the second the shot lands and he survives, the whole tone shifts. Now it's chaos. Sirens are going off, enemies are flooding the streets, dogs hunting you down, helicopters appearing out of nowhere to hunt you down. And then Macmillan gets injured. You're no longer just escaping, you're surviving, and you're responsible for someone else. You have to carry him, you have to place him down, let him take some shots, pick him up, clear out, so carry on. Your movement, it slows, your field of control shrinks, your confidence drops, and suddenly the mission isn't about being the best shot in the world, it's about survival. That shift from hunter to hunted is one of the smartest pacing decisions in FPS history, if not the smartest. It's pure emotional manipulation in the best way, because you cared about Macmillan. He wasn't just an NPC guy. He was calm, experienced, grounded. He felt real, and when he goes down, it feels personal. You don't want to fail because the checkpoint will reset. don't want to fail because you don't want him to die. That's storytelling through gameplay. No cutscenes, just mechanics doing the talking. And this is where All Ghillied Up changed the game. After this mission, sniper levels had an awful lot to live up to. They had to mean something. Stealth segments had to build atmosphere. Campaigns, well, to be quite frank, campaigns actually had to try harder. You could see its DNA in later Call of Duty titles. In Battlefield's slower, more intimate moments. Even in modern single-player shooters trying to recreate the sense of grounded tension. But here's the thing. Most of them miss why this worked. They copy the spectacle, but they don't copy the restraint. All Ghillied Up works because it holds back, because it trusts silence, because it understands that the tension isn't about how loud something is, it's about what's at stake. And what's at stake here feels real. You're deep in enemy territory, you're outnumbered probably 4,000 to 1, your extraction is uncertain, and you're carrying a wounded mentor for a city that wants you dead. It's not glamorous, it's not flashy, it's just focused. And maybe that's why it still hits today. Playing this mission now, years later, it feels almost rare. Modern shooters are busy. There's always something happening. A ping, a marker, a drone, a gadget, an explosion. Something is always screaming for your attention.
Don't let your guard down.
This mission doesn't
We're
need
not there
any
yet.
of that. No skins, no distractions, just atmosphere and design. It's pure excellence. And this lines up with something we don't talk about enough, or I personally don't see people talking about. And that's,
Leave it alone.
in
It's a wild dog.
2007, campaigns mattered. They weren't tutorials for multiplayer or side content. They were the main event. You bought games for the campaign, and if it had multiplayer, it got a bit of extra playtime.
Keep
If
your
it didn't,
distance.
you
No
moved
need
on to
to
the next
attract unnecessary attention.
And now it just feels like games release a multiplayer game, but hey, look, we've got side content in the form of a campaign that's 6 hours long. You used to talk about missions like this in school, in lobbies, at work. Did you get past the tank part?
Go.
Did you carry him all the way out? Did you hit the shot? It became a shared memory, and that's what separates a good mission from a legendary
Forward area clear.
legacy. All Ghillied Up isn't remembered because it had the biggest explosions. It's remembered because it made
Move
the
up.
players feel something different. As I said earlier, it made you slow down, it made you feel
Look at this
vulnerable,
place.
and it made you
30,000
responsible.
people used to live
And
in
for a
the
few
city.
minutes in
Now it's a
2007,
ghost town.
it
Never
made you
seen
forget
anything like it.
you actually holding a controller. You weren't chasing XP, you weren't grinding camo challenges, you weren't worrying about skill-based matchmaking. You were just here, in the grass, hoping the tanks didn't stop. That's why
Move.
I still call this one of the greatest FPS missions ever made. In fact, no, this is the greatest mission ever made. Not just in Call of Duty, in gaming as a whole. There are only 2 missions in the whole of Call of Duty's history that non-COD gamers can tell you about. 1, All Ghillied Up, and 2, Modern Warfare 2's No Russian.
This way.
Which, without
Let's go.
say, was quite controversial, and that is why people can speak about it without knowing what COD is. But with All Ghillied Up, it's its pure reputation. People have watched people play this mission without playing the game because they're so interested and intrigued in what this mission was.
There's the
And that,
hotel.
to me,
We should be able to
is
observe the
pure
exchange from the
cinematic
top floor up
power,
there. Let's
which
move.
is something Call of Duty do so well. So I'm going to call that a wrap. I'll see you in the next video, which is obviously got to be No Russian. Please drop me a like, subscribe, comment. Peace out.